I won't lose.
Hello, this is Maximum347, an exciting playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And like the other court trial, this one's also going to be quite long. I just hope it isn't. I just wonder if it's going to be all in one part, or is it going to be cut into two parts like the other trial. Although, trial former, I got a feeling it may be cut into two parts. If it is, then I just do the other. Then I just do the next part next time, the second part of the trial for day 3. But anyway, well, we'll see what happens with I'm just going to do the thing that I can. These trials are pretty long anyway, so I can see why I might want to split these up into 2 and 8 save points. But anyway, let's carry on, shall we? February 24th, 9:41 AM. 9:41 AM, I'd still be in bed. So, what do you think, Mr. White? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in the 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested in the other crime scene. Lana! Good morning, Mr. White. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how did it go? It's as Mr. White suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. Seek capital punishment. That's what I mean. But Lana, don't tell me you. Much to my regret, I am as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We discovered traces left by a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. We found Officer Jake Marshall's traces? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we've dealt. Isn't that right, Mr. Kai? Do what you have to do, Mr. White. Let's see if we can untangle this mess. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach criminal affairs from the prosecutor's office. The victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's physically... But it's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared at the trunk of Miss Edger's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edger apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what is going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edger, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. From the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Parker speaking, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I never kill anyone again, sir. You got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edruff, sir, help me, sir. Officer Beacons. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence from that day. I spotted a suspicious man in the security room and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim Detective Goodman attacked you? Do unto the others before they do unto you. That's the Beacon family motto, sir. I see. And you fainted and your colleague helped you regain consciousness? Yes, sir. He knocked me up the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Yes, that was extremely vague. And so what you need to do is press everything. No, I'm serious. Press everything he says and this will move the trial along. You can't present anything. It's just far too vague. I mean, even the FAQ says it. So you can't argue with guides. So yeah, just press everything. Trust me, and then the trial. Even though I'm gonna press everything anyway to sometimes and until I go to the part where he's present evidence. But in this case, pressing everything actually does move it along. So yeah, like I said, just press everything, you'll be fine. That's all you need to do. So it's not that difficult. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks, not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the head detective, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. It was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. Then I recollected the Blue Badge to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed in here, right? There it is! I found it! This is right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596! That's my number, sir! I see. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice! Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badge to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. There we go. With that, that's added to in the evidence. So you were attacked? Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. What exactly do you mean when you say did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just a minute, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious! Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. I can raise words from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I suspiciously asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Oh then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Look at this tape carefully. There are things not right here. Wow, I didn't know DS had that type of capability. That was actually pretty good. Even though there was no talking in it, that was actually a pretty good tape there. I'm pretty impressed with the DS. I knew it could do that. It's a shame they never used anything like that in any of the other cases. I wonder if they have videotapes in the other games as well, because that would be pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. But yeah, don't get used to that tape, folks, because we're going to be using it quite a bit, quite a few times during this case for evidence, so yeah, get used to that. Their voices. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wiggling piece of plywood? Sir, there is a pride and joy the entire criminal affair side, sir. It's a Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yeah, we're gonna be looking at that a lot later, so get used to that. Get used to that Blue Badger, folks. You're gonna be seeing it a lot. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity that... Your Honor, instead of relying on clear and complete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened a locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What is about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman? Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay, now unlike this one when you have to press every single statement, in this case you only need to press the last statement to carry on. But since I'm going to be pressing every statement anyway, to curious what the person has to say, just press every... you can just press the last statement if you want, but I'm going to press every statement to see what you have to say. Sorry I keep repeating myself. Yeah, I mean doing this for a while and I'm still not great at the commentary. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the murderer who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe it would be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, weren't you not? More to the point, you are the person who forced him, aren't you? Yes. Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see? Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my pal on it. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw David Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people that haven't seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be activated in the video, only you can verify it. Well, why is everyone looking at me? If I had to name your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Eek! Having been shown a traditional video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claim the man who brandished the knife at you was Bruce Goodman? Tell us why you are positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of method he tried. If the man opened the locker to lock, which only responds to his registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic trouble, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verify this information from a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. And this is the last statement. Yeah, just press this last statement and you can carry on. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face! Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do, after all you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. White, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security tape? Say there's a problem, and this is sort of different. You see when it's further on right now. Regarding the video content contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems so rather strange. Strange? The contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not be Detective Goodman. What? This really contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out? Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. White, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. White. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind or pause the video. Just take a look at it and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. White, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates that the man may not be Detective Goodman? Okay, now for this case, now you can either pause it, rewind. Oh, whoops. See, I paused it right there. Or you can fast forward. No, I'm not really sure how you can do it for the buttons. I think it's best to do it by touchscreen. But let me just check my notes. You have to do this quite a few times. Oh right, okay. Okay, now okay, let's wait a minute. What you need to present is the locker. Okay, there. As you can see, that's the only locker that's lit up. Don't you think that's kind of odd? If he's the only one, like, it's true that Goodman is the only one that can open his own locker, but it had to be lit up first. But the entire time, remember watching that video, that particular locker was already lit up, which is suspicious. So go to that part of the video where the locker is already lit up, go examine this light here, and click present. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If the print matches the registered data, the light turns on and the locker is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, see, it was already lit up the moment he came in. All the others aren't lit up, so it was already activated before we came in. So, when the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Told you need to get used to that blue badger. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit! Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have been broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor will detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show no one should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. White, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the electronic system? Something? Jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once again. And once more, the locker wasn't locked, Mr. White. Please point out the pause this video. Okay then. There is something else I need to check out. Let's see. Oh, right, yeah. Notice. Oh, damn it, I missed it. Sorry. I missed it. I need to rewind. There we go. See? A piece of paper fell out of the locker. That could have been used to jam the that could have been used to make sure that the locker was kept open. That's suspicious. That's the only thing that seems out of place there. Not anything that makes sense. So yeah. So pull to the part where something fell, that piece of paper fell, and present it.
Take that!
Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Okay, it was cool at first, but now it's getting old real fast. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out on wall great distances when I open mine. We can't be sure that item was in the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers a lock when the door is shut. Oh, right, sorry if I am not reading the other things as well. I'm not skipping ahead. Sometimes the dialogue goes automatically. That's my control. If you're curious. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. At the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Oh, that's quite simple. An insulator is something that electricity can't get through, so it can't conduct. That's how certain insulators when handling certain objects, so you don't get electrocuted. And the only thing that is among the best insulators is rubber. So the rubber glove, as the only thing that could have been used and it was there to scene the crime. So present the rubber glove as evidence.
Take that!
I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was the victim's locker. It was a tag that says SO9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it will appear so, sir. Order! So are we to believe then that the victim, witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated a possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Really, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves that I am wanted at a Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use an ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why was there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my head stand and me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There was only a few other cases for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination. Okay. For this one, you need to go to the last statement and present Goodman's lost item report object. So you just go to the very last statement and present that, then you can move on. But I'm going to press the other statements anyway, until I get to the last one and I'll present evidence. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be a rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even get the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just have used his right hand for that? Let's hear him out. The witness can't afford to make any more mistakes. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out of the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 or 3 times my tie gets stuck in my car door when I get out? Well, the remaining time my ID card gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness will refer to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman? What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So is yours, Your Honor. Not the prosecutor again? Hey, maybe he's behind all this being prosecuted. He could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man really a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Okay, this is the last thing. In the last statement, what you need to present is Goodman's lost item report. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Objection! Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at breathing, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room in the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report? It's only half complete. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be in his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. White. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man named Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. White? Yes. Why is he locked in? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at the same conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, security camera does not show the instance of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. White? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't good. Well, it seems you finally realize exactly what you're gone such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So, the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. White, you have to do something or else on it. What do I do? I just get myself out of this. Okay, you need to object. Do not wait to see what happens. If you do that, then this case is over. You need to object. Repeat, you need to object.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. White? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, a large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considers the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Rangers to the stand. Mr. White, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activity that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well, then, Mr. White. This person you would have testified. What is his name? Oh, right. Okay. Jake Marshall. This is the person you need to present. Remember, these was the fingerprints that we found. So that's your trump card. You need to say Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for the guard in the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. It shouldn't be longer than 20 minutes. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while this witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court in recess. I didn't want to do it, but as if there'd be no choice, he did lead us into a trap. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. White? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. White is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, there's a gumshoe! What is it? You got one minute, pal. Make it instead of run around while on duty and time it off. You call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Miss Guy. That's okay. So, any poor why I asked? Oh! Oh! You mean this, White? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. White's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SO9 incident files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SO9 incident? But no, that's... I thought Mr. White might need them, so I had them brought him here. Here, he might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness to that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Ah yes, these will come in handy later. You can read them if you want, but I already have my notes specifically, so I don't need to read them. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with this serial murders. Oh what? Now I've brought you all your stuff, you just gonna ignore me? Emma. But why? Why is your name here? What? My name is there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. No, this S9 incident. Is that... That's the classification number in the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No! No, Lana! That's over with! No! No, but wait! She ran away. Yeah, you know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry about it, I'm out here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, David Gunn, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is getting to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. White. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Oh, it is part 2-parter? Okay then, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. These trials look pretty long. Okay then. So I guess these trials are going to be in a 2-parter then? Yeah, this video is going to be longer than 6 parts. Specifically. So yeah, I do have all the information at least, but I just only use part of it, so yeah, with that, I'm going to end it right there, because like I said, I'm going to do this in parts anyway. I'm not going to do it all at once, because this video was already quite long. Not an hour long, but still about 44 minutes long, so so the other part's going to be just as big. So in that case, I'm just going to end it off here. And with that, it is Mattering347. The game is the type of an RPG the platformer. Stay classy.